Folks, would you believe me if I said that I've been working on this for the past 5, 6 months? Well, you better believe it because it's true. The first recording I made for this episode was back in June. And, during that time, I had no PCM recorder yet and no way to get stereo line in. But and I've been putting that episode off for a very long time. Same with the Kasparov chess episode from 2 days ago, actually. I've been putting those episodes off because I wanted to get a more professional setup with a stereo line in and a better mic. So now that I have my Tascam DRO5X, I'm able to do it, and it's gonna sound much better with my Sony TCK55 cassette deck, which you folks picked in Monday's episode where I compared the two decks. So I'm going to be using that for the rest of my videos, including this one. So anyway, in this video, for the first part where I unwrap the cassettes that I'll be showcasing, I'm going to be using my camera microphone, and at the time I actually also talked about the old sound card which I used to use, and that was actually only mono line in, unfortunately. So yeah, but anyway, at least now I have the stereo line in and I can do the test properly and in stereo. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video where I compare the three generations of Sony HFs. So let's get to the footage. Alright, hello everyone. This is a Random Oven 2 here, bringing to you a comparison of the 1985 Sony HF and essentially the brand new 1997 Japanese version of the Sony HF. So I recently got these two tapes in a lot, along with one other HF 120 and an Axia A1 Slim 10, and all of it costed I think it was $17. So right now I'm going to be opening both of these because they're both pretty roughed up anyway in terms of the wrapper. If you take a look at this HF 120, it is like a tiny bit is torn off, and the HF 46, yeah, you see that there's some bits there that are pretty damaged. So firstly, let's open up the 1985 Sony HF 46 minute. Let me just zoom out a little bit and focus. Alright, so what I'm hoping is that every single one is individually wrapped, though I highly doubt it, because if I look here at the back, it's white instead of gray. And the wrapper of the HF, as you know, is gray and not white. So, yeah. Here goes nothing, I guess. It's just... this is gonna be painful, okay? I'm sorry to everyone who will be affected by this, but... I'm gonna... oh, goodness, hey. Okay, hold on. Before I do that, HF 46 times 3, type 1 normal position, normal bias, 120 microseconds EQ. This one here, Sony 3HF46, Sony 3HF46, Sony HF46, 46 minutes 23 each side times 3, and this is the same thing on the other side. And on the back, position type 1 normal, bias normal or medium. Actually, speaking of the medium, in the early Sony decks, there is such thing as a low, a medium, and a high bias. Low bias is for old Type 1s. Type 1s made, like, before the deck, essentially. So, like, the 1979 TDKD, or, like, some old Scotch tapes. So this one, it uses medium bias. and not low bias. As for high bias, of course, that's chrome and metal. Anyway, EQ, normal, 120 microseconds. Here it says 46 minutes, 23 minutes each side. And here you can see a little graph. Let me just zoom in a bit. Alright, here, see? At +0, it's essentially flat until it sort of rolls off at like 16 kilohertz. Yeah, made in Japan, and then there's some Japanese characters that I do not understand just yet. Please bear with that, I am still studying. Okay, let's open this thing. I'll just do it like this. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh goodness, the pain. Oh, it's so painful having to open this. Oh, yeah, and just as I thought, none of them are individually wrapped, which kinda sucks. But, well, I guess we save on plastic, perhaps. Oh my god. These things have not seen the light of day in nearly 40 years. And I'm the very first person to touch them after almost 40 years. Just thinking about that, it's insane, right? The person who I bought this from was able to save this for nearly 40 years, and I'm the first person to use them. Just incredible. So let's put two of them away. Let me grab one of them. This one here. Okay. Let's open it up. As you can see here, it is the smoked 1985 SP2 case that was made by Sony for their HF line. Though after that, as you know, they changed the reels to white. They changed these rollers to orange. They changed the design on the sticker, and they made this little window thing clear and not smoked or translucent. Okay, let's take a look at the label. Sorry, the J card, not the label. The J card. Alright, so here there are some very plain stickers. You can see here Sony HF 46, Japanese characters, and then A and B, of course, with noise reduction on or off. And if we take a look at this J card, once again, very simple but very stylish design. These three red bars, just beautiful. And there's nothing to fold out, it's just this. Very simple indeed to write the stuff, very standard as well. And of course, as you've probably seen a while ago, this is the spine. Yeah, you can see that there, Sony HF 46. Alright, so that should be it for the HF. Let me just wind it with a Bic. Let me go grab my Bic. Alright, I'll wind it. And as you can see here, the tape inside, pretty dark. This is pretty much how most, if not all, cassettes from this time period and onwards look like. Pretty dark, and usually that means they have cobalt doping as a result, which means they should sound better and accept better level. So, let's move on to the HF 120. 60 minutes each side. And position, normal. Type 1, normal position. Normal bias, 120 microseconds EQ. If we look at the back, again, there's Japanese characters. If you're Japanese in the comments, let me know what it says, cause I really don't know. I'm not that good at reading Japanese just yet. C120 HFA, again, position normal. And then this, I'm guessing, number 1 here, that's like where you can put your sticker. Number 2 is the reels. Number 3 is the tape itself, I'm guessing, and then number 4, I don't know what's number 4. It's not pointing at anything. So let's just open it up. This one is not as painful to open because I already have a few of these that are still sealed in better condition. But that HF46, oh goodness, that was painful. Very painful, because that's the only wrapped 1985 HF I have in my collection. Anyway, let's take a look at this. HF, 120 minutes, 60 minutes each side. That's the A side. You can see here it's in a very slim case compared to the 1985 HF. It is quite a bit thinner. And then you can see here you can write your stuff, the title, and noise reduction on or off for A and B. Sony HF, it's again one of those L cards because it's a very slim case. So this is the cassette. HF, type 1 normal position, normal bias, 120 microseconds EQ, of course. That's A and B. Very standard, very plain as well. If we take a look at the J card, we have a few stickers here. This one, that's the 2 stickers for the labeling. I don't know what these mean. I'm sorry, guys. I really have no idea. I have no idea what those mean. Anyway, if you take a look at the L card, not the J card, just like a lot of these, if not all of them, it's warped at the bottom, and inside it's just the black and white version of the other one. So, well, that is the HF 120. Again, a very simple cassette. Let me wind over the tape now with my Bic, and let's see how it looks as compared to the 85 HF. This is, again, very brown, well calendared, like all Sony pretty much. Yeah, let's compare it to the 85 right now. Let me just get my cassette out once again and wind it with my Bic. Okay, great. So let's do this. As you can see here, the modern HF, the 1997 Japanese version, I think it was 1997 or 1993, I'm not really sure if it's 97 or 93 when this model was first released, but the modern HF is definitely darker than the old HF. However, since it's a 120 minute tape, let's see how it performs in terms of frequency response and mole, or maximum output level. Speaking of, let me just wind these back right now. Okay, and zoom out. Yeah, what's great is I recently got this U-Green sound card. So now, I can actually record from my cassette deck straight through line in. So you won't have to listen through just the speakers. And that's very, very good, for me at least. Because it's easier to compare the two cassettes. So, yeah. Now, I'm actually still waiting for a 3.5mm cable for this sound card. So it's gonna be a couple of days before I actually do the test. But for the test, I'll see you there. Well, 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 look at what we have here. The 1979 Sony CHF 90. This is about 2 weeks or 3 weeks after the original recording for the old and new HF, which are both still here with me. I have not tested them yet because my sound card, the one that I showed in the video, apparently I tested it and it's not stereo, it's mono. So I'm still on the lookout for other sound cards. I've bought 3 others after that, and they all were mono, which just sucks. But in the meantime, I was able to grab both of these for $2 each, which is amazing considering, you know, how old the cassette is, from 1979. So that's how many years old is that? 42 years old? Yeah, 42 years old, which is insane. This has got to be my oldest blank tape, rather my oldest sealed tape, because my oldest blank tape is from 1970, but that's for another video. So yeah, let's take a look at this CHF. Again, it's my oldest blank tape, and considering the age, the ripe old age of 42, it's bound to have some unique differences between itself and the HF, and the new HF and the old HF. But yeah, here it is. Let's take a look at the back. So the back of one of these is already kind of ripped, so I'm going to open up this one. But let's take a look at this one first. It says here, it has a dual protection mechanism, or DP mech, and other stuff in Japanese. And it says here, Sony CHF 90, Type 1, normal position. At the top, it says Sony CHF 90. Here, CHF 90. And here, there is nothing, it's just clear plastic. This one I'm going to be keeping in my collection. This other one though, we're going to be opening this one up. Yeah, let's do it. So I have to grab this little flap over here and just peel it off. Oh yeah, okay. It did not help, it's not helping out very much. Oh my goodness. Okay, come on, let's do it. Come on, Sony. There you go, perfect. Perfect. Look at that plastic cellophane case thing. Come on, just come off. Come on, let's go, let's go. Whatever, okay. It's having a bit of a hard time, as you can see. And, well, there you go. The Sony CHF 90 normal position. 90 minutes, 45 minutes each side. Let's take a look at the tape. As you can see, it's a sticker for the label with some slightly clear, or I think I should say translucent shell. Yeah, that's the B side and the A side. You could write on this label, and I was able to get a lot of its higher end counterparts, the BHF and the AHF. Hold on, I'll show one of them right now. 1 second. As you can see, here is a BHF 46 compared to the CHF. And if you compare the two, the BHF has a black shell with a green label. And I wrote on that. I recorded all the Beatles albums on BHFs. But yeah, the CHF clear, the BHF and AHF are black. So I'm sure this is a very nostalgic cassette for many of you older folks over there, if you're watching this. So let's take a look at the tape itself that's inside. Let me wind it with the Bic. Yeah, still quite smooth. I really like how I've said this in Cassette Central a lot, the Discord server. I really like Sony's slip sheets and lubricants. They've never failed on me yet, unlike a couple of TDK and Max cells. Yeah, Sony just does things really well. Everything is super smooth. So if you take a look at the tape here, let me just focus this. Is it focusing? 1 second, there you go. If you look at the tape, right there, perfect. It is a bit of a dark brown, but now let's compare it with the 1985 HF and the other HF, the new HF from I think it was 1997. So let me just wind these. So this is the 1985 HF. Compared on the bottom, that's the 1985, this is the 1979 CHF. So, as you can see, the 1985 HF has quite a, I guess you could say, chocolatier brown. I suppose you could say that. As for the CHF, it has a darker brown, which is kind of surprising. But now let me grab the new HF. Again, I'm not sure, but I think it was 1997. So, let's grab that. Put it there at the bottom. The new HF is definitely a lot darker than the other two. The one at the bottom there. So, if you can compare, the 1985 is actually the brightest, the milkiest, the chocolatiest, I don't know. And the second darkest, the one right in the middle, is the CHF, and the darkest is the brand new HF from the newest rather, not really brand new because they don't make HFs anymore. But yeah, those are the three HFs. So I'm going to by the way, I have not recorded on the other two HFs just yet because I am reserving them for the test. So yeah, these HFs, once I get my sound card, I'm going to be testing them. So once that happens, we'll proceed to that. So I'll see you then. I nearly forgot to do this, but let's take a look at the CHF's J card. Yeah, so you can see your CHF 90 minutes, 45 minutes each side. You can see it still has the old type of case where it has the slanted stuff on it. Here, you can write on it, Sony HF 90. The red is just beautiful on it. And here, at the back, very simple. You can write your track listings on there. And you can see here on the A and B, you can see the date, the Dolby noise reduction, and the count. In terms of the count, that's actually the tape counter on your tape deck. So, yeah, same with the B side there, date, Dolby NR, and count. So, if you grab the J card itself, you could also invert it if you want. And if you do invert it, there is some Japanese, which I cannot read, I'm still learning. And here, it's a black and white version of the CHF 90. I personally like the red more, so I'll definitely be using the red. And here, it's the A and B again, but without the Sony at the top. So, yeah, A and B. But if you once again take a look at the other side, there is Sony HF 90 at the top. So if you don't want that, you could just flip it over and do the other one. But I like the red. I love Sony's use of color in their tape lineup, because the CHF is red, the BHF is blue, the AHF is the BHF is green, the AHF is blue. The Duad, their Type 3 tape, is gold. I love the gold on that thing. Actually, as a quick side note, let me actually show my Duad. Very lucky to get this. Yeah, I love the gold, and I love the red. I love the colors Sony uses. I'm pretty sure the UCX is purple, and there was also, I think it was an, like, Sony Alpha or something like that, or Sony, which I think is the Sony JHF elsewhere. That's a silver color. I also like that, but unfortunately I don't have one in my collection. But yeah, it's very, it's a big thing knowing that that I'm the first person to touch this tape in 42 years. Yeah, I'm the first person to touch this tape in 42 years. This tape has not seen light in 42 years, which is just insane, absolutely. And very thankful to the seller for selling me this for a very cheap price. Absolute bargain for such a valuable tape. And yeah, in this day and age of you know, tapes being rarer and rarer, it's great to find deals still. So yeah, that's the end of that little side note. So I'll get back to this video once I'm able to get my sound card, hopefully stereo this time. And yeah, I'll see you then during the recording test. Okay, so I realized it would be quite unfair to use a 120-minute cassette and compare it to, you know, a 90 and a 46. So instead of using this HF 120 from 1997, I'll be using an HF 10 from the same year. I got this particular sealed cassette from a job lot full of very short length cassettes. I got about 40 of these in that job lot actually, along with some TDKs and some Maxells, which were also very short, like 20-30 minutes. So yeah, if we take a look at the HF10's wrapper, it's pretty much the same thing, except for the fact that instead of 120 minutes, they made it 10 minutes. Yeah, they just put a lot less tape inside, and a lot thicker tape because, you know, it's less than 90. Yeah, so let's just open this guy up, just, you know, make it quick and painless, because for this video, this is the fourth cassette I have to open, if you count the other two cassettes in the 85 HF, and this is my sixth. So yeah, oh my goodness, this wrapper is not complying. Oh, there's still the front. There you go. Yeah, tried to make it as quick and painless as possible, but I guess I wasn't able to. So anyway, yeah, that's all. Let's proceed to the test. So I hope you enjoyed that little part of the camera mic, and I hope you enjoyed seeing me unwrap a bunch of blank cassettes. So now we're going to be doing some tests. So the first one will be a test with some like disco electronic music, which is going to be this one, and the second test will be with some more normal rock music. Both tracks are from the YouTube audio library. For this one, the track name is Road Trip by Slink, and I should mention that these are recorded without Dolby noise reduction, and because of the limitations of my deck, it will have quite a bit of hiss. It will have a bit more hiss than usual, than as you would expect from a cassette like this. Next week I will actually do a video on Dolby noise reduction, and if you prefer the sound of Dolby, I might refilm this part of the video and release a follow-up video, really. But anyway, that's a bit far from now. That's still several days from now. So for now, let's get into the test. So this track, once again, is Road Trip by Slink on the YouTube audio library, and I'm going to be recording the audio on my Tascam DR05X, and then I'm going to edit all of the audio together. So yeah, let's go. So that was the very first test. Now I should mention that I was able to bring these cassettes to quite a high level, and they were able to go to about +3 or something, and because of that, and also since the headphone output, there's no output level control, because of that, it actually peaks on my Tascam DR05X even on the lowest setting, because that's how loud the amplification on the headphone output is on this deck. So I hope you understand that, and I hope you consider that when evaluating these cassettes. So anyway, that's about it for the first test. I hope you like that, and I hope you've decided on which one sounds better to you. I'll say at the end of the video which one I think sounds better. And anyway, let's head over to the second test. Oh wow, what's this? It's a whole new angle. Yeah, I'm gonna test out this angle right now, and please let me know if you prefer this over the previous one, where it's just showing mostly the VU meters and the buttons. This track is a bit more of a rocker than the other one. This is called Breakdown Take the Lead by Kevin MacLeod. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, and according to the YouTube audio library guidelines for this song, I have to cite it in the video description, so I will, and you can take a look at that song in the description if you want to use it in videos or whatnot. So anyway, we're going to be doing this test once again, so I'm going to set up my Tascam, and yeah, let's begin. Well, that sounded really nice. And I hope you like that test. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the 2 audio tests. So, what do I think about these cassettes? Well, the Sony HF has been a marvelous cassette for a very long time, and it was a pioneer in the market. The 1985 HF is what revolutionized clear cases in cassettes, and all 3 of these cassettes sound amazing, and it was very hard to choose one which I like the best. But my decision will have to go to the 1985 HF. And this is because, well, in shell design, in the entire cassette design, it's very decently weighted. It's not too heavy and not too light. And the design itself is just absolutely classic, very beautiful. It may not be as retro as a CHF or as modern as the other HF, but it looks very good, and the sound is great. I personally like the CHF the least in terms of the sound, and the 1985 HF is very similar to the 1999 in terms of sound. So, yeah, the 1985 one wins for me. So yeah. Also, yes, I did make a mistake with the year of this one. It's actually 1999, not 97. And this is 1978, but I kept 1979 in the text because, well, I'm not really sure when exactly this was made. It could have been made in 1979 or 1978. We don't know, because the design on both cassettes is the exact same. But yeah, this is 1999, not 97, and this is 1985, of course. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching this video on the Sony HF versus HF Shootout. Next week, on Monday, I'll be doing a video on Dolby noise reduction and ANRS, and then after that I'll be making a video likely on an update to this with Dolby, and then after that I might do another episode of Memories on Tape, but we'll see. And then the week after that, I'm not sure just yet, but we'll see. So yeah, thank you very much once again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this rather long video, and I hope to see you in the next videos. So you can find a playlist of all of my cassette content up here. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, if you like my content. And yeah, I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.